Great. With our lesson, again, it's a continuation of the looping statements, but this time, or for the lesson last time, we are done with for loop. Okay, so we are also done with our while. Okay, and we will now be going to the do while loop. Okay, the do while loop is similar to the while loop, but it ensures that the block of code is executed at least once, okay, uh, before checking the loop condition. Okay, it is useful when you want to guarantee the execution of the loop body. So we have here our simple flowchart or a flowchart that will depict your do while. Okay, so for a do while loop to start, it will first execute the body. Okay, so this will be that part. So do, then the body uh of your loop. Okay, then after which, okay, it will execute the do, then it will update. So anything that is inside your do block will be executed first before checking the condition or the while portion. Okay, so while then we will check the condition. If it's true, it will execute the body. Otherwise, it will end our loop. So uh, our do while, okay, syntax, you have your do, then anything inside your do block will be executed first. Then you have also there your update expression or the updation. Then while contains your condition expression or the test expression. Again, uh, do while is best, okay, when you want to ensure that the block of code is executed at least once, okay, such as displaying a menu to the user. So try our we'll try code for our do while. Okay, so so again we'll also do yung uh, printing of printing of hello world in 5 times. Okay, so hashtag include IO stream. Okay, so we have here your include IO stream. So using namespace std. Okay, then in main here we will declare our counter uh, variable. So int I is equals to 1. Okay, then our do block, we have cout hello world. Okay, then cout. Okay, then okay, we'll update. Okay, we'll do the updation. So I plus plus. So while our I is lesser than or equal to 5, okay, we will continue to uh, execute our body. So return 0. Okay. So wait, okay, sorry. So there you have it, your do while implementing the display of uh, hello world 5 times. Again, what we did is we declare our or declare and initialize our counter variable, okay, and we create our do block, and inside our do block, we will first uh, print hello world, then update. Okay, well, let's try to simulate this one. So initially, our I value is 1. Okay, so after declaring or after running through with the declaration and initialization, going to your do while, okay, sabi natin, uh, our do will execute, okay, first. So we execute our do block. So we print hello world. So we have here hello world. Okay. So we printed it. Then I plus plus. So meaning I plus 1. So I will now become 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Then it will check the condition. Since I is still um, less than or equal to 5. Okay. So it will still be true. So again, it will execute your do block. So execute. So ayun po yan. Then we have our I++ again, which will increase the counter variable into 3. Okay. Then it will execute the cout. Okay, which is this one. Okay. Sorry. No, baliktad. Let me just correct myself. Sige, we'll start doing this one. Medyo nalito lang. Okay. So, again, first, this is at value 1. So, the initial value is 1. So, we print or we execute our do block. Okay. Kasi yun muna yung una niyang gagawin. Then, inside your do block kasi you have your hello world. Okay. So, see out hello world. So, yun po yun. Okay. Then, karoon ng updation. So, we update our variable I++. So, 1 plus 1. So, that's 2. Okay. Then, we check our condition. Since it will still result to true, okay, we execute again our do block. So, again, we print hello world. So, yun po yung dalawa. This is the second hello world. Then, we update. This will now result to 3. Then, we will check. Okay, since I or 3 is still less than or equal to 5, okay, it will again execute your do. So it will check your do or it will execute the cout, okay, inside your do. Then I++, which is mag-increment yung ating I. So 3 plus 1, that will now become 4. Okay, so check again our condition. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so it will execute your uh, do block. Okay, again, uh, it will. print hello world. So this is the fourth one. So plus 1, it will because it will update your counter variable. Okay, so it will now become 5. Okay, so again checking this one is I less than or equal to 5. It's true. Okay, so it will go to your do block and execute the hello world. So it will execute this one. Then it will uh, it will update. Okay, so 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, so checking this condition, this will now be false. So it will, or the program will now terminate. Okay, so that's your printing of hello world through do while loop. Now, let's also try uh, doing the printing or the display of counting down from 5 to 1. Okay, or then let's try later on 1 to 5. So again, we'll need our counter variable, which will be, I'll just change the value 5. Okay, then you have your do, you have your do block. Okay, inside our do, we will print the value of our variable, which is in this case the I. Okay, we will print the value of our I. Then we will perform I minus minus because we want nga naman na it will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what will be our condition here? The condition will be I greater than 0. Okay, so let's try to run. Now you have your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So how does this happen? Then you have your variable initially at or initialized at value 5. Okay, so it will execute your do. The do, what will happen to your do is to print the value of I and update the value of I by decrementing 1. So in this case, so we will print the value of I. Currently, the value of your I is 5. So it will just print 5. Okay. Now, then you have your minus minus. So it will minus 1 to the value of your I. So this will now become 4. So it will check, it will go to your condition or to your while portion, wherein it will check if the value of your I is less than 0. Since that is true, it will execute your, again, your do block. Okay. So since the current value of your I is 4, so it will print 4, then minus minus or I minus minus, which is 4 minus 1, that will be 3. Then while, or it will check the condition, since 3 is less than or greater than 0, it will still execute your do. So upon execution of your do, it will check the value of your, or it will print the value of your I, and the current value of your I is 3. So it will display 3. And it will perform I minus minus. So it will be 3 minus 2. Oh, sorry, 3 minus 1. So it will become 2. So it will check again the condition. Since I or 2 is greater than 0, it will perform again the do block. And the do block will print the value of your I, which in this case 2. Okay. Then I minus minus. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Then it will check if the current value of your I is uh, greater than 0. Since 1 is greater than 0, it will perform again your do. Now it will print the value of your I. Okay, so in this case, it will be 1 minus 1. Okay, so it will become 0. So it will check, is 0 greater than 0? No, or it will result to false, so it will not execute anymore your do block. Okay, so that's why you have your 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so that's it. Now, let's check on the principle that I have mentioned earlier, wherein uh, do while will at least execute once. So how did it happen? So if we will change the value of your I to 0, for example, okay, if in a normal, if it's in a while loop, or for example in for, if this is 0 and you have this condition, it will terminate immediately because I 0, okay, how did, for a 4, for 4, you have your I is equals to 0, I is greater than 0, I plus plus, or I minus minus, for example. So checking, you have your I is 0, so since that is already false, so it will terminate your for. Again, for while as well. You have your while, then anything and then your while will be executed. So if the value is 0, again it will check the condition and it will not be executed since it will result immediately to false. Now for do while, this should execute once. Okay, so do print I, or the value of I, okay, for the first time, which is 0. So later on there should be 0 here. Then it will move to I minus minus. So I minus minus, it will become negative 1. So it will check, it will now result to false. Okay, so it should print 0. Sorry, it should print 0 earlier. It should print 0. Yeah. So what happened is that it print the current value of your I first because it is under the do block. Okay. Now let's create another example for uh, let's create a menu. Okay. So what will happen is that a user will be provided of a menu, for example, then um, will enter the choice. So let's implement a example of menu. So in choice, okay. So what will be placed inside your do block will be series of C in and or C out and C in. So C out, what will be printed here is okay. Example one for withdraw. Okay, then new line 2 for deposit, and 3 for check balance. Okay, so it will check, okay, see in, or it will get the value and it will be stored on choice. Then let's have our switch. Okay, what we want here is at least it will display first your choice or your menu, okay, before possibly terminating our uh, program. Then, for example, other option will terminate. For example, if I will be putting 4, this should terminate immediately later on. Okay, so see out, you choose withdraw. You choose to withdraw ko na lang. Okay, choose to withdraw. And then it will proceed to break. Again, I have mistake here, so that there should be case. Case 1. Let me just copy to change the value. Again, for more readable format, you just tab, okay. It should be deposit. It should be click on this one. Should be check balance. Okay. Then default. You have your default. Default. Okay. Invalid choice. Okay. So for our condition here should be if our choice or if the input, okay, choice will be is not equal, or should I say, let me just put another one. So 12 slash n for exit. Okay, I have a few more minutes. So case 4 exit, exiting, exit menu. Okay, so if it is not equal to 4, okay, then they should terminate. Okay, so let me just run. Okay, I don't have any command, so forgot to provide prompt. After your choice. So enter your choice. So that will be 1. Okay, 1. You choose to withdraw. 2. You choose to deposit. 3. You choose to check the balance. Okay. If it's 4, it will exit your menu. So until it's not equal to 4, it will continuously run. So let's check it again. So 1, 2, 3. So 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. But if I'll input 4, it will execute. Okay, so that's how you do uh, your do while. Okay, so again, you will have something to do in your uh, as your activity, as your laboratory activity 4, if I'm not mistaken, with lab 4. So kindly just check your Google Classroom. Okay, thank you.